Hello, everyone. Hold on. Zenobia says messing around with this beforehand. Got like a new little overlay thing set up. A bit more center that like. Hold on. All right. Technical difficulty. Good morning, gamers. How's it going? All right, we're setting up advertising, the most important thing. All right, let me test this one as well. Now the entire screen is an ad. All right, I think that one goes there. All right, we got some new technology set up. But yeah, we're gonna be playing some more Terra today. I've actually made a couple little tweaks to the deck. One card I want to try to test out today is Fault Line. So let's take a look at like cards that are actually like capable of disrupting chain. And there are a couple like decent ones, but I think like this actually might be the best one or like the most consistent one, right? Because just like the way chain normally like kills you is like setting up like a 5-card hand and then like passing. So if you can like keep chain off a 5-card hand, I think this actually gets like a lot of value. But one thing that I've like cut from the deck recently is Arcane Polarity, just because I think that into chain is like pretty bad. Into like some heroes is good. It's like definitely good in like Kano and I guess like Icelander, but like Icelander's not really like all that big of a threat. But I think Arcane Polarity is like pretty bad into the Rune Blades for the most part, just because of Reaping Blades. So I think we're cutting that down to like a 1 of. And I think we're gonna try the Fault Lines today because I think this is the card that like disrupts you the most. The other card I was actually thinking about was like Hand Behind the Pen. The only funny part about this card is that if they have what's that card called? They have Putrid Stirrings. This will like banish that card for them, which is very funny. So I don't actually want to play that one. I think Putrid. Wait, hold on. Putrid Stirrings you can definitely play for banish, right?
Yeah. Is that a normal Arsenal target though?
It's not, but I've had people Arsenal against me, like just having a 3 for 5 in Arsenal.
That makes sense.
Yeah, so you can play from your yeah. So I think basically we're not gonna try Hand Behind the. I think this is like close, but I think it's like a little bit more suspect. But overall, I think the deck list is like pretty much the same. Like the sideboard is pretty much the same. It's just like those 2 cuts I want to try out today. But yeah, Fault Line I think is gonna be really cool, so I'm excited to try this out. But yeah, let's go ahead and see if we can load up a game. So. Going to try out this new setup, so bear with me for a second if it takes a while. Let's do Silver Age. I don't really care about so let's do. Alright, so I got like a bunch of different scenes in OBS set up. So hopefully if this works, this will be really cool. Trying to up the Flesh and Bad production value just a little bit. It is a little cut off on the side. I still need to like work on that, but it should be fine. We got the important stuff on screen at least. Hey everyone, welcome in. Again, we're trying out the new OBS setup today, and also just trying out the new Terra deck. What's the cat? Is the cat in the token box?
He's in the box full of stuff my mom got me.
All right, he's in the cat toy box. That's
yeah. If people in the chat hear jingling and jangling, it's the sound of Santa's little reindeer Philip.
Yeah, that's very funny. He's just chilling over there. All right.
Moving around like a little truffle pig.
He's doing things over there.
He's a little truffle pig.
Can you hand me one of them?
Philip?
Either one.
No, I want to have them all to myself.
Okay, fair enough.
I'll hand you one later.
All right, fair enough. All right, so stream enjoyers, you're gonna have to wait for a cat. Why is this taking so long?
Did you do it on private?
No, I did it in public. Anyway, it's just okay. We'll try it again. Maybe the Silver Age queue is a little bit light tonight. Worst case scenario, we can always just do some Marlin practice, but we're here for the Terra gameplay. All right, we got an Azalea. Easy peasy warm-up matchup. Let's try it like this. I definitely want that Oasis in. What am I cutting for that? Probably just the Humble. Fault Line seems pretty good. Actually, Fault Line or Humble? I think Humble's actually better. We lose a 3-block, but I think that's fine. And we can start out 8 damage, or alternatively, we can just set up a Staunch. I think that since this is a fatigue matchup, we should probably just set up the Staunch. Feels weird not going for 8 damage there, but I think it's like kind of correct since we're not really the aggressor in this matchup. Is the actually let me switch to the Talshar one. Okay. Is the easy attack for matchup just psychic damage? Yeah, that's the thing. All right, so this is the new overlay. Let's hope this works. I might need to make this a little bigger.
Make the ad slightly larger.
Yeah, make the ad slightly larger.
Make the ad huge.
All right. Let's do that. Okay. That looks about right. Okay, cool. We got the setup going.
It looks really good.
It does look pretty good.
Yeah.
I think I did a good job.
You did a great job.
All right. Let's go ahead and set up Staunch in Arsenal. Yeah, but I wanted to make it like a little bit more readable for folks. So like I made the card a lot bigger and then I just put a little mini ad at the top and then kind of got rid of like the chat and stuff. The one thing I might add back is people's names in the top. Let me actually see if I can do that real quick. I might do that after this game actually. Let me see if I can do it on the fly. Bring there. I wanted to like find a spot like in the top left hand corner for like people's names so they know that they're like playing on stream and stuff. But like my name is removed down there just because like y'all know who I am. I missed saying hi to you in Seattle. Oh, I'm sorry. We'll probably be at some other events. We're thinking about going to San Diego. I don't know if you're planning on going out that way. Ooh, release attention might be. All right, double release attention. I guess it's a slight mistake for arsenaling the It's not even that bad though. Okay, we can't prevent it though, so the Oasis is also really bad. This is actually going to be a pretty big Murkmire. 2 releases are out of the way though, which is quite nice, and they've already blown through a lot of equipment. So I think the correct play, unfortunately there's not inertia on this as well. I think the correct play is we're going to pitch the Oasis to the, because this is unpreventable, right? Yeah, it's not preventable. So we're going to pitch Oasis and then Staunch from hand. So we take 6 here, but they've used most of their equipment, so it's like not even that bad. Right, just keep them off the dominate is the plan. Yeah, two releases pretty early is quite nice. If they had inertia there, they probably would have like just exploded us really bad. But we got a good blocking hand at least. Alright, big arrow. Oh, we can just casually... Oh, excuse me. We can casually block 12 on this, which is nice. Again, the way they normally win this is through dominate. That being said, the Murkmire grapples I feel like are actually really good from them. Oh yeah, we're planning on moving back to the Pacific Northwest at some point. That's at least the plan for next year. Glide path into frailty. Oh, it looks like they just bottomed. Okay, interesting. Oh, they're just gonna pass now. Okay, I'm fine with this. So now we can just gain a life off the sirens. But yeah, our plan is to move back to Portland at some point. We're just kind of trying to figure out the move with my job and stuff. Can't believe I'm outing myself as having a job. Okay, scarf or scarf. Question is, do we want to like maybe just give them a civic steps here? Kind of tempting. I kind of want to just like dump my hand for the most part. I feel like civics is also like lower punish risk than the vigor token. Cringe job haver. Yeah, true. Someone's got to feed the cats. It's not going to be Tegan. Jobs are cringe. Alright, so the Murkmire is going to come out, but that's fine. You can Arsenal the Oasis, and then they're out of Murkmires. These Murkmires have actually been kind of annoying. It's hilarious. Yeah, we'll be back out in Oregon some point next year, I hope. One way or another. So the nice thing here is even if they do go for the go again, we can still do if they like they have to pop the bullseye afterwards if they want to load something else. That's at least the one positive here. I'm kind of almost tempted to just take 7 here, but that's probably wrong. Probably should just do a baby staunch by pitching roots in case they don't have follow-up. We'll see. Pretty incentivized to just like block 7 on whatever they do next. Drop the anchor and pitch. So alternatively here, what we could do is take 5, go to 9, and then the Oasis gets better. I guess the question is like, I don't think they're going to be running other copies of Mercury, right? So it feels like it should be pretty safe. And then this doesn't really have like a real on hit. So, no, we probably should just get this out of the way, right? Like we're losing like 1 value off the life gain, but it's like at an opportune time, I guess. Then we might find like another reactor or whatever to Arsenal. Yeah, but I hope you all are liking the new overlay. I spent like probably like an hour and a half doing it. It was kind of annoying to set up, if I'm honest, but I think it looks good now. Alright, scouting shot. Real shot. Alright, so we don't really have a good block for this. So it might be the time to just cash in some equipment. Oh, nice. Thanks, Fruit. Hope it's pretty nice looking. I tried to also keep the ad very small, but we wanted to, you know, get our sponsorship in as well. Yeah, 1.5 hours well spent. Thanks. So there's this funny thing in OBS that I was like messing with, and apparently if you like copy a scene in OBS, it will like copy the entire thing by reference. So it like if you change one thing in one scene, it will like change it to the other scene, and that was where most of the time went to. So I kind of want to just humble them next turn. I think since this is their drill shot, we're just like cashing in the. I even give them a quicken. I think that's fine. And then just humble them so they're not dominating us. Still haven't seen any of our big red reacts. Is one thing to also keep in mind. So I feel like this humble should actually be like really annoying. Yeah, but if there's anything that I can change about the overlay or like the positioning of things, let me know. I try to make it as like visually, I guess, accessible as possible because I know like people like reading the cards, right? So I like wanted to have this like the card on the right hand side be like as big as possible, and then I also wanted to make sure that like it was like not super distracting, basically. But yeah, I think it came out pretty well. All right, they're tanking on the humble. Like this should demand 3 cards from them unless they just like don't care about the dominate, which I feel like they do. Yeah, humble's pretty good. Ooh, take cover. Okay, spicy. Very cool. Oh, you like it for the art. That's also fair. Yeah, no one could read this day and age. I found our big red reacts. That's nice, and they are out of release attentions. Unless they're an increased attention gamer, we should be in a good spot. I feel like I really like their Azalea deck for what it's worth. I feel like this has been the Azalea deck that's like probably done the most against me. Pretty cool. Seems like they have like a lot of like opting stuff to just like get consistent dominate as well, which is pretty important. And so I think I'm gonna give this 7 here. They can't dominate. They can't. How do they reload? I guess they might have another take. Or no, they use the take game. How do they have a follow up to this? Oh, they call in the big guns. I guess would have to be the follow up. In which case, maybe we should actually just take the 3 here and then save the staunch in case we need it. My guy looks cooler than your guy, so I win. Yeah. All right. Scout. Okay, so they're 4 base. I think I'm just gonna smack them with a renounce, and then renounce demands at least 1 card. They have a lace, and they're not gonna have a follow up. I think I don't mind just like getting the renounce out of arsenal. Oh, this is coming in for 7. That probably changes things, right? So we can go to 2 with a staunch in arsenal. It feels relatively safe. So we have 2 infecting shots that we do have to worry about. Yeah, I think we're going to 2. Because I can just strip a card from them next turn. The one awkward thing about this, actually, is that I think we still have a lot of reds left in deck. So that could be a problem. The nice thing, at least, about Renounce Grandeur is if it does connect, we do get prevent them from making Blood Rots on our turn, which could be pretty important. So yeah, that Lace with Blood Rot, I think they should have it on top, right? But I don't think that Lace with Blood Rot's going to be. I feel like it's a lot more aggro than a lot of my normal Azalea games go, but I feel like they've been dominating a lot. So like putting the pressure on, I feel like feels important. All right, Lace, Searing Shot. They pitch the Lace maybe because they're under Renounce. Then they have Scout, Dominate or something. And another Searing Shot, 7. This is fine, right? We just take. So this cannot hit, which means we have to use the staunch, right? Then the question is, we want to renounce Grandeur Pump. The awkward thing is like the Clash of Heads, honestly. Maybe we just like make a might on the back then. Yeah, I think I like just sending the renounce here. It doesn't have go again too, which is nice. We still have the Turn Timber and the other red staunch, I think, right? Yeah, we should still be in a fine spot. Still a little bit close to the chest, I guess. So this demands 2 cards. You have to keep a 3-card hand, and then we need to find a staunch. But we should be like basically through most of first cycle, right? Feels like we're pretty close to it. Is there a reason to not pitch the autumns with the response for the might? So my logic was to make it on our turn since the breakpoint doesn't matter. Like if this is coming in for 8, it doesn't really change the I guess it could change the calculus if it is if they have like all 2 blocks in hand. Maybe that actually is better. But I was thinking of making a might on my turn, but maybe actually making the might like on previous turn was actually maybe a little bit better just so we can guarantee the value. Yeah, I can probably see that. I found the Turn Timber, which is nice. I dominate into Dry Powder. I can still cover 8 here. All right, staying alive. Oh, and we can flourish. Okay, yeah, we're actually great here. Block here, Turn Timber. A little bit lucky. But yeah, I think that actually, you're right. The correct play is to pitch the Earth card on the last turn. Alright, Titan for 7 is not bad. See how well they set up their pitch here. So if we deal 1 more extra damage, they still have the Blade Beckoners though. So I don't know if that like really kills them necessarily. Probably gets the closest though. This is Blade Beckoner plus 3 block, 2 block or something like that. We still have that one last red staunch and Oasis in our pitch, I think. It's been a really close game though. I really actually like their deck. It feels like their Murkmires like lined up quite well. You got the Searing Shot dominate, but I think this is probably the last turn of really meaningful dominate. And then we can just hit them with a humble and they should die. Yeah, I don't think there's any real reason to overthink it here. And we still have the Oasis, I think, coming back around. But yeah, they basically got like dominate every turn, which is basically kind of like ideal Azalea setup. Pretty good though. So we're not all the way through our first cycle yet. We're like a couple. I think we pitched the Oasis like pretty early, right? All right, give them a good game. So I think we're like 5 cards off, and then this is start of first cycle. So yeah, I think we did pretty well that game. I think that our big reacts lined up basically kind of optimally, right? We're able to like space them out really well. Maybe even like a little bit lucky. We could have actually maybe tried to play a little bit on, I guess like the defense of that game. Maybe that would have been a little bit better. All right, good warm up game though. Let's see. I'm gonna play against RKO. Let me try it. I don't actually know what RKO does. I'm assuming that it plays probably similar-ish to CC RKO.
Swap your scene while you're setting up.
Oh, true. Yeah. Hold on. Pre-Talshar. Okay. So, yeah. I still need to get used to that. Let's run it like this with the sledge and see how it goes. Alright, now I switch to this scene. Okay. Cool. I think that works. A little bit of, like, manual maneuvering from my part. Alright, so you get a good might setup. Debating pitching the Flourish to the Staunch here just to, like, set up a might token. That's probably not worth it, though. If they go for, like, a pump, it could be worth it, but we'll see, I guess. Means they are not going on an arsenal, which I guess is kind of interesting. Fault line should hopefully be mildly annoying here. I actually don't even know if you need Sledge in this matchup. Hey, you do. Let's pitch the Flourish, then we can overpitch the Thunderquake for the Might. How much armor they got here? They got 1 + 1 plus. You have 4 armor total, plus like 2 if you count this one as well. Wasn't this card like really bad in limited? Maybe it was, or no, it was Reviled. I think maybe I'm thinking of the Tough Nut ones. It's been a while since I played Super Slam Limited, so. Okay, so get here, pass, pitch that. Alright, so we got a nice staunch for all these mites. Good. Ooh, and then Siren Skull is actually, or Sirens is pretty annoying for them getting to a higher life total. I guess we can just kind of slop them up though. You do something like this just so that the life totals are a bit more even. I think makes sense. Imagine this deck is probably on like 6 copies of like Mocking Blow, so I feel like keeping life totals relatively even makes sense. See if I can also adjust. There's like this little spot on my camera. See if I. It's a little. It's still a little shaded back there. We'll keep messing with it. Let me see if I can actually get our opponent's name on screen. Alright, too much OBS setup. At least it's a sludge turn, so we don't have to think about it very much. Alright, so I'm gonna copy this, paste, duplicate. So we have a second card here. I'm going to take this card, rename it to name, I guess. right, so we take the name, stretch this out. Oh, okay. Hold on. Technical difficulties. All right, let's do that. That. Take that. Almost there. There we go. I think it's relatively important to have your opponent's name on screen so they know they're like on stream and stuff. So we stretch that. Oh, we add that back there. All right, how do we like that? Let me see if I can actually like still. Looks about right. Sure, let's go with that. I think that looks fine.
That looks pretty good.
All right, Sledge coming in for 8. Just in time to let the Sledge resolve. Yeah, I don't actually know if Sledge is right in this matchup. I feel like the right answer is it probably doesn't matter. Alright, get them to a lower life total, which is good. That means Mocking Blows 1 through 6 are all dead, at least for a little bit. Could you use the empty space between hand and arsenal, maybe? Between hand and arsenal. Where would that be? Between opponent's hand and arsenal? Hold on, let me see. So like here or something like that. I can mess with it if there's like a good spot. Just let me know.
I like it on the left.
Oh, the one problem is that the barraging beatdown effect, like.
Put it on the right then.
Right? Well, no, the issue is like that. Yeah. All right, we still might. Maybe the name actually has to go. But we'll keep messing with it. All right, so staunch. They intimidated the Clash of Shields, so we want to just block 11 here probably. So we'll do it with the non-Earth cards so we can make a might during our turn. Yeah, sorry. Live tweaking on OBS is very difficult. All right, let's go ahead and pitch here. Oasis here. Cover that nice and clean. All right, strongest. Seems good. So the awkward thing is, I think if there's like a trigger, like I guess we saw in like the barrage beatdown, I think it like temporarily like covers the opponent's name, which is interesting. But I think it's probably like a good enough solution. Let's see what our OP is doing here. Figure it out. Love a good Sledge for 8. I'd miss this deck. Only one like. Surely this is an error on the YouTube UI. Yeah. thank you, Donnie Dynamo, for prompting people to support the algorithm or whatever. I feel like maybe it's just me because I'm like a weird person, but like I actually don't really like YouTube videos all that much. I feel like that's just like maybe a feature I don't use on YouTube like a ton.
You hate YouTube. You don't like any of them.
Yeah, I don't like any of them.
They're all bad.
Like I know it does stuff for like the algorithm and stuff, but like at a certain point it's like I don't know.
Like, subscribe, and ring the bell.
Like, subscribe, and ring the bell. Arcbone. Okay. Doing something here. Swinging Claw? For passing? Oh my god. Did we get lucky or did they just like get rolled? Okay, so this is just Renounce Grandeur, Arsenal, this, Fruit. At this point, my only engagement with Fab is going to streams and begging chat to like. Nice. That's very funny. Well, I appreciate your continued commitment to getting people to like the stream. I know it does help the algorithms, but at certain points, like, I don't know. I kind of more just care about like people coming hanging out more than, you know,
Like and subscribe.
like and subscribe. More important is to go use our promo code Flush and Bad for 5% off your order at Fat Foundry or something. I don't know, something like that.
That is what it is.
Did I say it? No, I didn't say it right though. I didn't say it.
Flush and Bad for 5% off your next singles order. It's actually on the screen.
Yeah, I know, but I didn't say it with like the YouTuber voice.
You do the tuber.
Ooh, I don't think I've ever seen Archaeo and Sage. How's it looking? It looks like worse Terra. So they have more mites than us, but like the mite to sludge ratio that we have is a lot higher because our sludge is better than their sludge, right? Very very important thing to take into account with heroes that generate mites is the mite to sludge ratio. All right, so let's see if they have anything to do on their turn. Maybe just like Mocking Blow or something. Maybe they're just like using the mites. That feels pretty bad. Assumed it was a Mocking Blow.
Well, their might sludge ratio is it being 0.
that was the joke. But yeah, I feel like Archaeo in particular is not like a hero they really designed with Sage in mind. I don't know. Maybe they did, but like he's got some like pretty okay equipment it seems, but I don't know.
Yeah, I have maybe stupid question.
What's up?
With ratios, does that mean you multiply? Yeah. The number.
No, ratio is dividing. Right? Because it's like yeah.
Is it?
Yeah, it's like someone in
2 to
chat
1.
someone in chat explain what a ratio is to Tegan, because Tegan has 0 math brain.
I know what an aspect ratio is.
Yeah, like an aspect ratio, right? It's like 16 by 9 or 16 by 9 or whatever, right?
But that's literally so an aspect ratio like 1.19 by 1, which is the lighthouse one. That ends up being like there's this many pixels by this many pixels. Coke and whiskey. Yeah, so if someone wants to explain what a ratio is for an absolute simpleton like myself.
You're very complex.
Fraction.
Yeah, it's a fraction. That's what it is, right?
It's about relative proportion, not a specific final value. Can you use words that I have? None of that made any sense to me.
Tegan, what was your highest like math level?
I did stats in college.
Okay, yeah, that's about where we're at. I mean, this is like pre-algebra, or no, this is like even pre-algebra.
Didn't pay a lot of attention.
All right, Tegan was a better history person than a math person. This is all just over like some stupid joke I made, by the way. This is the mite to sludge ratio is just something I made up on the spot.
How much number bigger than other number?
Yeah, exactly. How much number bigger than other number? All right, so reveal the fruits.
Oh, compared to amounts. Okay, that makes that's
Yeah,
why an aspect ratio is the way.
Yeah.
Okay.
So it's like 16 by 9 or like 16 to 9, right?
Yeah. Or 1.19 by 1.
All right, now someone in chat explain to Tegan what an integral is.
I don't know what that is.
This is fun. Yeah, let's just talk about math.
Doozy yesterday that you were like ready to be a stupid question, and then you were sitting and thinking about like, oh, that is interesting.
Oh, it's about gravity, right?
Yeah. It was if all of a sudden you stop being affected by Earth's gravity, do you just like go flying off of the Earth?
And the answer is yes, apparently. Kind of. Yeah, area under a curve or some shit.
That doesn't mean anything.
Yeah, it does. It's the area under a curve. If you put a curve on a graph, it's the area under it.
That's meaningless. Wilson's curved because he's round.
He is very round. Game being slow or opponent being a little slow here. Maybe both. Tegan's math knowledge is asymptotically approaching 0. Yeah, that sounds about right.
That means no.
It means it's going up. Right?
Ah,
It means your math knowledge is getting better.
cool.
I don't know. I haven't used calculus since like college. Even then, I didn't really use it very much. All right. Sledging. All right. I think they were cooked. Maybe. I don't know if there's actually like a. Oh, they're really cheap shot. Okay, we can't really flame them for running our spoiler card, right? But yeah, I feel like the problem with RKO is just like there are decks that kind of does what he does better. At least it seems like maybe he has like more like go wide potential or whatever, but like kind of feels like our deck is just better. Or our deck is just like mathematically, it's like you have higher armor, you have like higher turn to turn value, right?
Cheap shot's so cool.
Cheap shot's cool. That was our spoiler card.
More people should use it. Don't forget to swap your seat.
Yeah. Oh yeah. I need to like keep remembering how to do that. Okay. There we go. All right. Playing as a Dory.
Just stream deck.
What kind of Dory is this? Is this a fatigue? I feel like we hedge fatigue. Where's Ward? Missing it here. All right, so we hedge fatigue, assuming that they are on. We assume they're on Great Axe, which they are. So we'll start with the Sirens here, I think. Pitching the Macho just so we have it second cycle. All right, now we go back to the other one. There you go. All right, calculus is like not that useful if it doesn't happen to be relevant to your job. Yeah, that's kind of true.
Do you not use calculus in your job?
No, don't.
Interesting.
Ain't no one got time for that.
What's the highest level of math you use? Comp sci.
On like a day-to-day basis?
I mean, like you can count the spike turns.
Spike turns.
Spike turns of your job.
I don't like algebra basically for the most part.
I don't know what to do.
I think we're gonna give them a 2-block here. So we get one 2-block out of the way. I feel like there is a strat you can kind of do in this matchup where you pitch the block cards all next to each other so they can only have one block card on a given turn, but I feel like it's maybe a little bit too early to set that up. Alright, shunt me. Do it. I dare you. I'm assuming they are here, so like with Olympia, right? Like that deck is basically just a mono Great Axe deck. What this deck seems like is it's like a Great Axe pivot deck. At least what it's kind of looking like. I don't know if this is like main decking the Great Axe. It might be. Like the Gallantry Gold is like a little bit weird to me. I feel like I normally don't see this in like just pure Great Axe builds. Especially also with like the Blossom. Like these two do not like really scream kind of fatigue to me. Sharpen, so yeah, so like the lead with speed also to me kind of indicates that this is just like a pivot plan. So I think here they're assuming that they want to connect. How do we block this? We can do 3 here, 2 here, pitch. I kind of almost want to just like full cover this. Because I feel like they're wanting to connect with this so they can do another Dawnblade swing. Seems like the most likely. So if we do this, they have this, they go to 5. It's awkward because we're taking a turn off the not sledge, but maybe that's kind of fine. They did use a couple cards, so it's like not bad. I think we will go for the timber here. Let's take a little off turn. Alright, they have the overpower, which we can then cover with the Oasis if we want to. Or mostly cover. And they used a red overpower. I'm actually not sure what. It still feels like they're kind of like Dawnblade Dory I guess we might as well use it since we have the one floating. Alright, big turn from them. But they did have to use like a couple resources there, so it kind of evens out a little bit. They're off the sludge. His hands are like... I'm mostly just trying to deny the like the double decimator turn. What is this hand one here? So they hit, they get, or I mean, they already have Gogun, right? So like letting this hit versus not hit really doesn't matter all that much. I feel like we're just doing this and then staunching which is still not like super card efficient since we're still not swinging sludge, but our hand's been kind of bad. We'll find our blues eventually. I feel like this makes the most amount of sense. Want to keep the life total relatively healthy and also maintain the armor for when we need it. Alright, so we are a little bit down on cards. But we are ahead on life, which is always good. Alright, so this is looking like a Oasis turn, depending on what they got. I mean, maybe they are actually like a mono Great Axe build. Because the Felling Swings are interesting. They could also just be running that for the blue base, though. It's interesting. Maybe this is like a hybrid dory or something. Kind of interesting. Alright, so this to me indicates that they probably aren't going to be swinging Great Axe again this turn. What's the play here? We can do Sirens into... So I want to like Arsenal Staunch ideally. Here's not like a great way to do that though. We can also give the Sirens and then pitch to Gauntlets, Oasis, Swing. Still really awkward. I feel like the correct answer is to just Ironhide plus Oasis this turn, even though it's like a little bit inefficient. Feels weird, but I think it's correct. So we do... Do we want to make the might on the back or on the front? Doesn't matter. I guess the front's probably... They don't really have anything that covers 7, realistically. Lock the Decimator. They could hit again and use the Refraction Bolters, but then we get that out of the way, so I think... And like, them keeping a card left over means that they probably want to set up an Arsenal more than anything. If they had like 2 cards, that's when you probably don't swing there. Now I think we're doing this. Still need to get our Sludge Swings in, even though, like, obviously Shunt does deal a damage to us. The nice thing is we've gotten them out of majority of their... So they have 3 armor on board to our... How much armor is this? This is 2 plus... 9 or 8 armor. So 8 armor to 3 armor.
Oh, if any of you in the chat ordered a Marlin token, I shipped the ones out today.
Oh,
You should
good.
get them soon.
Nice. Yeah, Tegan's been working on the shipment lately. I think this is still just a block 5. If they go for react here, I kind of don't even really care. It's fine. Right, Iron Song is fine. They have a blue left over. This could be annoying, but not even that bad. Like, they're always gonna get a Refraction Bolter swing. It's just a matter of when. They're thinking on it. They might just pop it here. So we have red shunts and blue shunts to worry about, and then potentially yellow. Okay, they are going to go for the second swing here. All right, but they go off a shunt, which is maybe fine. We go to 12, we get to send 6 at them, so we're about even on life total, and we're still keeping our armor. So I think this is alright. Also got a lot of decent reacts out of them, like the red overpower and stuff. Alright, another shunt is fortunate, but not the world. So they still have 2 blue shunts that we definitely saw. And then question mark on the yellow shunt, I guess. This coming 4, we can block canopy plus this. So the trick here is making sure that we're making a might like every turn, basically. Then we do this, they have the Clash of Arms, and then we pitch like that. I think that makes sense. Also about finding like an opportunity to use your like bad block cards, or just like making sure that the 2 block value doesn't like hurt you that bad. All right, 9 value turn. So I think we're about even. Pretty even, it feels like. Again, we're lower on life, but we still have the armor buffer, so not too bad. If they have yellow shunts, I think it gets a little bit worse for us for what it's worth. But we'll see. Alright, they're now lower. Alright, it's coming in for 8. So Staunch baseline will block 4. We can pump it to 3 if we do the full pump. Alternative play is we do Staunch from Arsenal, block here. Or we block here, do Staunch. This gets half, Staunch from Arsenal. Something like that. Why are they doing... Oh, they have Gogan, right? So they want to get like another sledge swing. At least this is what this is representing. So this is a blue in hand that I'm getting at. Because if they do connect, they do get to swing one more time. So in that case, we need to give them... This actually might be a good armor turn. So Staunch gets halved to 3. I'm trying to think of like the mathematically best way to do this. Maybe we just have to give up 2, or maybe we do something like this. So we do this, this halves to 2. We Staunch, pitch the blue. Make a might, double pitch, send Staunch, or pitch the Staunch away. So awkward. I guess this is like correct. What if we Staunch from hand? Does that matter? Hold on. Staunch from hand, do this. This goes to 4. It's still awkward. I think it's just a good decimator turn. Let's do this plan. This goes to 3, or no, this goes to 3 now. Hold on, this is like a weird blocking puzzle. This now goes to 4. This will then cover 5. Okay, so I think this is how we gotta do it. All right, we're doing the decimator great axe calculus puzzle there. I pitch the canopy for later. Then they're either gonna Arsenal blue or just not have a blue. Make a might. Yeah, super awkward turn last turn. I think they are like a full-on decimator deck. At least it kind of seems like it to me. No, maybe not. Like there's so many cards that I just like don't see in decimator. Like lead with speed is like what's throwing me. I think it is a hybrid deck. Deck seems cool though. Sirens plus Clash. Have the Clash, go to 4. Send Fault Line. We don't send Fault. I think we... +1 damage is semi-relevant. If they do have like a... Well, they're not back around to their blue shunts though, right? I think this is just fine. What's the dream Terra card for Sage? Ideally something that doesn't make him play like Block Slop. trying to think what like a cool Terra card would be. It's an interesting question.
A blue 4-block.
A blue 4-block, yeah. That now we're talking. Neil, like a blue 4-block, make a might. Like,
Gains you life too.
Yeah, gains you life too. I'm trying to actually think of like a serious answer to that question. I'm actually debating pitching the following. So it's -1 damage, +1 deck. But we're kind of already ahead on deck. So maybe sending the fault line is actually correct. For 21, we take them, like, we're already, like, pretty even on deck, so I feel like damage is actually more relevant. But, like, actually, like, serious answer would probably be, like, some excuse to actually, like, use the decompose cards. Like, having some, like, earth, non-attack action that maybe, like, sets up mites or something like that would be kind of interesting. Kind of like a cruel ambition or something would be kind of interesting. Like, something to make him a bit more proactive, I think would be. I think what else? Maybe something to interact with like auras or items would also be cool, but that's maybe just like a guardian ask in general. Coming in with the Warrior's Valor. Interesting. So they don't actually get another swing out of this. Huh. I guess we'll just do this, right? Now I think we're actually going to start pitching our clash cards. So let's sort this. We have 3 clash cards left. So I want to try to stack this clash card next to another clash card if we can get there. But yeah, I feel like in general, like the thing that Terra really struggles with is just like proactive gameplay. So like I think all classes in Fab should have some card that they can play proactively, right? It's just kind of how like the game is designed, right? Yeah, okay, I'm like almost 100% sure this is like a decimator like pivot deck. That's what it feels like. Maybe some earth cards that do something when they are decomposed. Maybe like make a might when this is decomposed. That would be kind of cool. I could see that, like a blue 3-block. If this is decomposed, make a might or something. That could be pretty sweet. We could actually do something kind of funny here. We can give them the civic duty plus macho, and then make them use the vigor token next turn. And we like play the flourish. The awkward thing is like I still maybe want to hold on to armor. It's interesting. I kind of want to like, I do want to kind of just send Renounce just sort of pressuring the life total a little bit more. I think I'm going to do that. I think we're going to give them the first Vigor just so that Renounce is a little bit more annoying. What else would be kind of cool? Like some, oh, like, okay, actually, this is actually like a real ask. Earth Bond. So if you look at like the Earth Bond cards, we got like Levin Sheath, right? If they print more of these, where it's like these old ones that were in like the first strike deck or whatever, if they print like more of these cards that have like Earth Bond, I think that could also be really cool. Like reward you for like pitching Earth cards. Because it's very weird because like Terra almost doesn't want to like put Earth cards in the bin, right? You almost want to like pitch them the majority of the time. So it's like weird to print Decompose for Terra because he like doesn't really want to put Earth cards in the graveyard in most matchups, right? Alright, I'm glad I don't need to read what Biting Blade does. Defending heroes defended with a card from their hands, chain link, weapons you can fine. Right. Fortunately, we did send the attack there instead of the sledge, so that our chunt's not getting any value. What do we want to do here? Alright, so we actually have another excuse to pitch a block card now. So we do something like this, I think. Kind of react here, but we're pretty ahead on life, so I don't really care all that much. We are still doing pretty good on deck and also on the life total race. What are the odds we see any number of adult heroes in Pen? That's actually a good question. I know people were like specking on like adult Terra. We're probably getting shunted here, by the way. I think they're back around their blue shunt. People are speculating about like an old Terra or something. I'm pretty sure that card or like the spoiler art that they showed is probably just a like a Terra spec or something. Mainly, all right, so there are a couple reasons why I think that. Mainly is because I don't think that there's enough room for more Guardian heroes currently. Right? like it feels like they need to support the Guardian heroes that they already have, as opposed to like creating like a brand new one. Aren't they making the new elemental payoff based on what is face up and pitch? Yeah, no, you're totally right. We're actually looking at that. Like the new card that they showed was Levin Sheath, right? So if more cards have Earthbond, that's actually really, really good because I think Terra uses Earthbond quite well. Sorry, my overlay is breaking. But yeah, I think if they print more of those, I'd be very happy. I think Levin Sheath is like an interesting one, but we need more non-attacks to play in Terra to want to like warrant that. All right, coming over 5 now, but that's fine. You don't want 8 Guardian. No, I think I don't know. I feel like Guardian is a class that they kind of just need to like I don't know, give some love to the current Guardians as opposed to like just printing brand new ones all the time. Bond feels like what Fuse should have been. So this is actually kind of a funny story. I think we came into the game around Aria, like not exactly like when Aria released, but like when it was out for a while, I think. And one thing I remember being super confused by, like when reading a lot of cards, was just like, what the fuck does Fuse do, right? Especially when it's like Earth Fuse, Lightning Fuse. It was like very non-intuitive to me. I feel like as like a newer player. Maybe it's not the same for like other folks, but like to me at least it was. What am I gonna do here? I think we're just giving up the Thunderquake so we can Arsenal Assange so they can't like blow us up with anything. Even give them the Civic Steps here. Like I don't think they're gonna get to use it because they're gonna go to 3 cards. It seems fine. But yeah, like I really actually do like Earthbond as a mechanic. I think it's quite interesting, especially when it decomposes in the game. It like gives you like a different excuse to want to like do something else with Earth cards. So I don't know. I actually do really like the design of Earthbond, especially on like Seeds of Strength. I think this card's really interesting. It's not very good, but it's interesting. So if there are like better cards like that, I think it could be cool. Just stop printing heroes with allies over and over again. Ta-da, Guardian class fixed. You know, it's funny, like, I remember playing against, like, Dromai back in the day, right, as Guardian. And, like, that matchup was, like, I think towards the end it became not great. But for a while, it was actually, like, pretty okay for Guardian. But, like, the ways, like, you can't, there's not Phantasm anymore, really, right, on allies. Or at least they, like, haven't done that in a while. So it's, like, awkward. Like it almost feels like they got rid of like the one way that Guardians can actually like interact with allies, which is kind of hilarious. You want to repitch that Clash of Heads actually. How many block cards have we been through? We've been through 5, so we still have a lot in the deck. Maybe actually correct block is like double Glacial here. Because I want to like stack these next to each other, right? Something like this is correct. We're out of like cheese range from like an overpower or something, so we should be okay. 8 cards to their 9 cards. I'm presuming this is a blue. Or just give us Starvo back. Okay, they did an Arsenal, which is actually really good as well. I think we're back around the last shunt, though, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, give us Starvo back as like the unhinged answer, right? Kind of funny. All right, so now so this is kind of what I was trying to go for, is like double stack the Clash cards next to each other. I don't think it's gonna matter here since we're kind of already pretty far ahead. But now we can do this. I guess we'll just like, I guess we'll give up like the autumns here or something. Oh, we'll give up the fruits, I think. We'll do this. So they have the Clash card, then we have the 3 block left. It's more so about like this matchup is very much about thinking about like how to make the best possible version of like the remainder of your cards in deck. So that's kind of what I'm trying to do here, is like trying to make these 4 blocks line up next to each other, and then also make put the 3 blocks back in the deck, basically. Alright, so 5 cards to our 6 cards. And we still have the Staunch in Arsenal, so it's really like 7 cards here. So I think we can just full Staunch this now. Full Staunch this, pitch, maybe we should do like a half Staunch. Fine. Okay, just do this, and it gets halved. Make a bite, and then we Arsenal blue Staunch. Seems good. Oh, you got the classic sludge for 8 when they got 4 cards in hand, so they have to give us 3 now.
They've been saying they're gonna add ways to deal with allies forever.
They have been like, remember? Does anyone remember anaphylactic shock? I remember anaphylactic shock.
I feel like the number the value proposition on what an ally is and does is like almost too much to print to like be able to print a card that deals with it that's not also just like nerfing allied decks into the
Yeah, like it's hard to like make a card that interacts. Like the issue that I think they ran into with Gravy is that like there's really only one real. Okay, so like there's like the way you interact with Compass, right, where you can like batter to a pulp or whatever. But like that's like so bad when you like when Gravy just like goes first, right? Like they go first, they play on an ally, and then they pass. It's like, okay, well, what do I do now? Now I have to like keep swinging at the ally, right? Like I guess like what they want is to like have a pivot turn where like batter to a pulp or something, like just blows up Compass. And I guess like Jarl blows up like the whole Compass blowing up thing is like not actually a really great way to interact with allies. It feels like to me. I wish there was like more ways to do it. Enigma was also like a really terrible example, right? Because like your only path to interaction is basically going face, right? And even then, it's like you have to meet a damage threshold basically, and if you're not tall enough to ride that ride, you basically like can't win, right?
Enigma might have been the worst one.
Like Prism, you can have poppers. Like Prism had Spectra, obviously, which is like annoying, but like at least like it feels like Phantasm was actually kind of a good thing, which is a weird thing to say, but like it gave like Guardians actually like an excuse to like have some other way to like interact with ally decks. But let me catch up on chat real quick. BNE Dub Gaming was saying, have you got any Sage events coming up? No, we're just kind of doing some labbing. I've thought a lot more about the chain matchup just after following Seattle and stuff. I think like the next Sage thing we might be doing is like San Diego, but that's like we're maybe going to that. We're not like 100% going to that. But yeah, like that's kind of like the only real thing that's like coming up. And then Milkbread TV says that's fair. Kind of the same way that with Ward and this damage can't be prevented, just hoses an entire mechanic. Yeah, like it's weird because like so think about game design this way, right? Every time they print something that's like stupid powerful and there's only really one axis to interact with it, you now have to give tools to every other class to like interact with that class in a specific way, right? So like Midas Touch is a generic answer. Like they have to print it out generic, right? And then it's either too good at generic or it's not good enough at generic, right? It's like this whole like generic problem, right? Where it's like you print a class that does something, but then you have to like retroactively give other classes ways to like interact with that very powerful thing it's doing. So it feels weird. It feels like they haven't really like figured that out with like ally-based decks and stuff like that. That's at least the problem to me.
I feel like a lot of the card design for dealing with allies and stuff like that tends to roll like wildfire, right? Is like here's a silver bullet.
Yeah.
That completely nullifies the strategy, which is like to me not great.
Yeah.
Like you should print something that's a little bit more proactive than just like, aha, here it is. Like the literal like the like one trick. This is what you're bringing it in for to do this exact thing. Like it's not. I don't think that's interesting.
Yeah, it's really awkward because like Gravekeeping is also a really funny example because like that card's terrible, right? Like they just like did not design that card very well because like if you could like attack an ally and still have Gravekeeping trigger, that card would probably actually see play, right? But like they just like did not phrase the card correctly, which is kind of funny. Ooh, okay, we got a Bravo. I still think this matchup's like pretty good for us, but I know it's been getting like harder as the decks have gotten a little bit more refined. But I want this one pummel. Okay, maybe they thought it was unfavored for them. I think that like it's a little bit more even now. It feels. All right, playing against KO. Interesting. I don't know if I want first or second. So this is a matchup where you kind of have to like be a bit more proactive. So the fault lines seem okay. Actually, I think I might want the humbles over the fault lines because humble actually kind of like messes up KO pretty good. Maybe we're bringing the 2 Oasis, cut the pummels, cut the fault lines, and cut the polarities. I feel like Renounce is pretty good against KO, though. And I think we're running it like this. So this is a matchup where you can't just like hard fatigue them with a lot of the ways that like the necklace are built. So you have to kind of like, kind of tempo them a little bit more. Some of that is done in game design by giving them more rock paper scissors effects, where the ninja could deal with like multiple allies and keep swinging. But for some, when you have auto lose matchups, that feels rough, like Old Guardian and Prism and Spectre. Yeah, like it doesn't feel like they really give all classes a way to deal with all things, which is maybe like fine. But I don't know. I kind of wish there was like more of that. What do I want to do here? I guess we're just like blocking 7. I kind of want to like hold the Renounce. I don't know if that's greedy though. Maybe we actually block Renounce and hold the Autumns.
Switch the stream layout.
Oh god, I'm so bad at this. All right, we gotta figure it out. I am so bad at it. All right, new stream layout adjustment issues. One of these days I'll get the hang of it. All right, so that's actually why I wanted to block with the Renounce, because I figured we were probably gonna draw into our reds. I think I'm actually supposed to overpitch the Sirens here. Just hold on to the Oasis. Humble is pretty annoying against KO, so they're probably going to be forced to block. Like here's another like interesting, like there's a lot of like little holes in the designs of heroes, right? And like a lot of that is kind of like unavoidable in game design, right? Like you're just not going to account for every like niche interaction or whatever. But I feel like there's not like they print a lot of cards where you now have to build entire, like you have to give heroes kind of like an answer to that card, right? So like we saw with like Azalea and like Long Draw Half Glove, right? They printed like Warmonger's Diplomacy, and then they had to give Azalea an answer to it. But then the problem is like they print a new Ranger a couple months later, years later, whatever. That doesn't deal with Warmonger's Diplomacy, which is Marlin, right? And then you now have to either accept that Marlin gets like time walked every time Warmonger's resolves, or you have to accept that like they have to run like Honing Hood or something. Like there's not really like a great efficient answer to deal with like Warmongers for Marlin. I guess it's like a common thing that I think of a lot. Strongest survive. I want to send the disable here. Take like a big tempo swing. That makes sense. We pitch the Autumn's Touch, pitch the Gauntlets. Could also take some damage. What happens if we sit on the Oasis for a little bit? We take here, we show them disable, can't block it, and then we just send disable here. Yeah, it's actually fine. I want to take a little damage to the Oasis is a little bit more relevant. My level of respect for printing tech cards that fix archetype versus archetype issues is really low. IMO Warmongers was just a mistake. I also really dislike Warmongers. So I think there's actually like a card that is like Warmongers that is a very fair card. And the way that I've thought about like how they could actually design Warmongers to be like a card that is acceptable is, first of all, don't make it blue, don't make it generic, don't make it just like a one or the other. Make it like you can play one attack, one non-attack this turn or something like that, so that you're not like completely hosing classes. Like it doesn't really like what that card is supposed to be is a limit on like attack non-attack decks, right? So like Viserai back in the day, right? But the problem is like Viserai wasn't even really affected by Warmongers towards the end, just with like how decks are constructed, right? But like so what they wanted to achieve with that card was not you can only play one or the other. What you really want to achieve with that card is that like you can maybe play like one attack, one non-attack or something like that. Or like you choose which one, right? So if you choose War, you can only play one non-attack this turn. Or if you choose Peace, you can only play one attack this turn or something like that. Like I feel like that's actually what they want to do with that card, as opposed to like making it just a hard limit. At least that's how I would design the card if I could like go back in time and scream at James or whoever. But like I don't know, it's hard to like say for sure, right? Because like Warmongers was designed during like a very different time, it feels like. So I feel like the game has almost like evolved a lot since then. So like I kind of like understand the design mistake there, but it does still feel like it's very like prohibitive. So this is actually interesting. I think we can't get punished if we use a Quicken token here. What is the only way we get punished? They would have to have what is that one cost card in ours? They have to go like one is it Savage Feast? Is that the one? Hold on. Which Savage Feast. So they have to have like a Savage Feast in Arsenal, and then also draw and crack bark boners. I think this is a safe Quicken. Feels like a safe Quicken. In before Cope is all Warmongers variants printed at common or rare. maybe it's true. Like a really easy way to like fix that is to print like a quiver that does like a similar like honing hood effect. Okay, we could be getting punished here. I feel like it still has to be Savage Feast though, right? So like, what other one cost do they have? Alright, so this is not a punish. Then we can just like block 3 here, then 7 still. Alright, so I think that was a good Quicken. But yeah, like I feel like there's like a lot of little things in the game currently like that where it's like it feels like you printed something that's very, very strong and then you didn't think it all the way through for like what that means for every other class that has to like interact with that thing, especially like generics, right? Or just like ally decks. Those are like 2 pretty big design problems that like don't really have a very clean answer in my opinion. And like I feel like their attempts to like answer those questions are also like really like anaphylactic shock is like a very funny meme. I don't know. I don't think they're doing a bad job though. Of course, they're just like nice to haves, right? Right, their own siren seems good. Tumble should be pretty annoying for them here still. And like if we're just playing the mid-range back and forth thing, I think we win that game. Also, I don't know if you all like the little like clouds on the pink. I kind of like them. I was playing a lot of neon white the past couple days, so I'm like kind of just feeling like a little like vaporwave type thing. I don't know if people like that, but I'm kind of a fan. Ooh, chest puff, interesting. Minus touch is a good answer. I wish that there was more stuff that wasn't like minus touch though, where it's like less generic answers and more like targeted stuff, I guess. This could be a little bit awkward. Is this like a send pitch staunch? This is kind of crap. I guess we can pitch the turn timber and the staunch next to each other, but that doesn't feel good. I guess that's like the play though. Yeah, it's kind of rough. All right, setting up the best pitch stack of all time there. Trust. Was there a better play there? I don't know if there was. Like, I feel like we have to pitch the 2 reacts next to each other anyways. They said class answers were coming in pen, so we'll see. I hope that's actually like an issue that they actually like do kind of touch on. Like I think it's like a common complaint, at least I hear a lot about. It's just like it feels like the ways that I have to interact with like allies are like pretty shallow. It feels like. The ally healing thing is also really interesting. Like I wonder if they almost are going to change that at some point, but like I feel like you'd have to rewrite a lot of the rules to like deal with that. Now it gets like especially complicated if there's like counters on allies or something like that. Do I have to be worried about pummel? I'm gonna pretend pummel doesn't exist. Pummel isn't real and cannot hurt me. Okay, it's not a pummel. Yeah, I'm really hoping that's what Penn tries to address. It's just like a lot of the like the holes of like I feel like the main thing that they should focus on with Penn, or like that I hope that they did focus on with Penn, since they've already basically designed the set right. I hope the thing that they focused on is just like giving classes and just decks like meaningful ways to interact with your opponent that aren't just like absurd silver bullets or just like completely one-sided, right? You want to have like a mix of like something doing something very strong and something like that's able to like answer that, right? I think we're doing okay here, but this turn could be a bit scary. Starting off with the Bear Fang. So this is looking like a turn where we might just want to take a little bit of damage to get into Oasis range. Yeah, spoilers are going to be fun. I'm very excited. Alright, so Clash of Arms here. How much damage? We want to take 3 damage. I feel like giving them a Vigor is probably not the worst thing in the world. We don't want to. We want to go under though, right? So I guess we can block like this then. Block like this, go under, and then plan this one. Send Titan's Fist later. Weirdly, we have a lot of very cool, neat little ways to interact with your classes that are our opponent, but they're all for like the mirror basic. Yeah, the funny thing about like reviled or weird stuff in Super, that was like basically what was in Super Slam and the Hunted, right? Is like if your opponent's Arachne or if your opponent's are reviled or like a Brood or a Guardian, like there are a bunch of like little reaction cards like that, but like they don't really have those for like other classes that are outside the main set, which I guess makes sense because you can't really print those at common or like rare or whatever, right? When do the spoilers start? I'm not 100% sure, but I think they're coming up pretty soon, I think. I don't know for sure, though.
Start in January.
January, you said?
January.
Okay. I believe Tegan. Let's block with the disable here. I want to make sure I'm playing around
Late
Intimidate.
January.
Late January. Something like that. The nice thing here is they also didn't make a mic this turn. K1 here, Oasis, make a my own backs and 5. Yeah, the spoilers are gonna be really cool. I'm looking forward to it. All right, we're doing good on fatigue at least, which is surprising because I do feel like this matchup typically does not go super late into fatigue. It feels like it's more of like a kind of like a numbers matchup more than anything. We're doing pretty good here. We still have functionally how much armor? We have 7 here plus 9 armor. You want to find an excuse to actually use the Blade Beckoner soonish, just so that we make sure we get the 2 value out of them. All right, Rob needs those spoilers now. Someone in LSS needs to go off Christmas break and start that. Oh. I think they're going to be really cool. I mean, the Jarls, Rob, we got to talk about the Jarl spoilers at some point. Those are what I'm probably like most looking forward to. Just like any card that Jarl can do that's not just like block 10. Do here. Probably just like I should probably get the 1 Blade Beckoner just to play around like a Intimidate later. I think that's fine. Is there a better play there? No, I think it's still just 4 regardless, right? Yeah, we're gonna talk a lot about Jarl coming once those are out. Is this like the first Jarl support since release? I believe so. I mean, like Jarl's gotten like weird incidental support, right?
Everbloom Life.
You got like Everbloom Life, right? Got like Felling. Like, there's been like random cards that are not for Jarl that have like coincidentally done stuff for Jarl, but like it's never really gotten like his own real card, it feels like. Yeah. It's all just been like card support for other classes that happens to give something to Jarl. So what do we want to do here? I kind of want to like just start cashing in the armor a little bit. They don't really have any on hits left. At least I don't think. Ooh, they do have a pummel. Okay. Terrifying. Do I care about this pummel? Mildly? Sure. Sure, I guess I care. Was not expecting blue pummel. Do we have another blue pummel in here? Has anyone been keeping track? Do we have another blue pummel to worry? I don't think we have. And then they have no float, so we can just go with our clash card. Actually, probably what I should have done is I probably should have pitched the clash card to Oasis and then Arsenal the Staunch or something like that. That's like slightly better. Still forces a card out here, so we're like not in terrible shape, but I think that was micro optimization there. Oh, we still have our double red react pitch stack. Fun. So what do we have left? We have Rainbow Agile Windup, and then Blue Assault and Battery, another red Pack Hunt, and then Wild Rides. I feel like I guess the thing I'm most scared about is the Wild Ride turns. Oh, Wilson time? Alright, it's Wilson time.
Get yourself a Wilson.
Get yourself a Wilson. Hey, buddy. Alright, one Pack Hunt down. Alright, come on, buddy. Cooperate. Alright, there he is.
Be wonderful.
There he is in all his glory. Oh, okay, the Wilson is a little feisty. Alright, what are we doing here? Coming in for 4, so this is Agile Windup 4 through 6 or something like that. So I guess let's go ahead and give... I care about giving the civics here is, I guess, the question. It's kind of a cheeky opportunity for civics because they might just want to give something go again anyways. If I lose the game because of the civics, you can blame Wilson. Who's right here still. Oh, he's flopping. Not a very good stream cat. Philip is a much better stream cat. Wilson's the best stream. Who am I kidding? Goodbye.
So big.
Okay. Alright, Wilson wants to leave. Alright, smashing my instincts. It's fine, right? You may have a quicken token, or you may have a vigor token. Oh, they can actually knucklehead. Which is kind of funny. Oh, are we gonna get owned by knucklehead? That'd be hilarious. Alright, roll 6. Are we about to see a world's first 6 intellect KO? I feel like that's correct, right? Like they're losing otherwise. Roll it. Do it. No. Oh. They didn't want to go for it. I feel like that had to be correct though, right? Like they're not... I don't think they're in a great spot here. Oh, hey, how's it going? Russian Buds is in the chat. Hello, Bud. Are you saying Bud to Wilson, or are you saying Bud to me? They're a coward for not rolling the Knucklehead. That's a shame. I would roll Knucklehead. I know what the fans want. Yeah, they're in a pretty rough spot. Oh, you're saying it to me, okay. Wilson was on here a little while ago, so.
Wilson's a buddy.
Wilson is a buddy to everyone. Nice. Oh, nice. Oh, this is a perfect pitch stack. All right, I'm so good at this game that I somehow lined up the deck breakpoints so that we're not drawing the red staunch, which is on top of our deck. That's what the best Guardian players are doing, right? Is they know that they can like draw the exact number of cards so they don't draw the other red. Totally for sure. What do we want to do with this? So we're drawing the red staunch next turn. I guess we just try to kill them with the flourish or whatever. Sure. Let's go for the turn timber now. Turn Timber now. I think we're just not blocking whatever they do. Hey Tommy, what's up though? All right, let's go ahead and do the one here, and then a real reason to keep the block. We can't play the Macho this turn, right? Or I mean, they'll probably lose off the Titan Sister 7, right? I don't think we can. Or they might need to go back and do something. They can undo again if you want. Or here, let me see if I can. Yeah. All right, go for another. There we go. I don't think we could play the Macho there because we had a red, a yellow, and a blue there, right? We couldn't pay the 7 for it. Yeah, we didn't have the blues for Macho, but I don't think we need the Macho. We can just like Titan's Fist, right? Should basically be game if we can get them out of cards. Alright, so there's the staunch. They pass. Okay, this is now awkward that we didn't draw a big attack. So I guess in this case we're gonna just set up a might. A little bit of an awkward draw, but we still demand a card here, so they go to a 4-card hand, and they still don't have a ton left in deck. It should still be an okay spot here. Just a little bit more awkward. Alright, make a might. We're gonna pitch the blue staunch just so that we have the canopy in case we need it. What are we afraid of here? Do we have any more intimidate? We might have another red smash. I don't know if they can even cast that. Let's go for the blue staunch here just because it covers it kind of nicely. But this is what I was kind of talking about, where I don't think you can like hard fatigue KO. I guess we are kind of going to like hard fatigue, but a lot of KO decks you can't. If they're running the Buck Wilds, which I'm actually kind of surprised that they're not here. If they're running like Buck Wilds, it becomes very, very hard to like do the hard fatigue thing. So if their last card is like, what is their last card? It has to be like some 2 cost, but I think they're out of 2 costs, right? I don't think this is anything. I guess we should still like play around some random 2 for 8 or whatever. I think there might. So this demands 2 cards, and then they just have the last 2 cards. Good. So I think it's red Smash Instinct. It's the only card we haven't seen. Okay, maybe they're just running the one of. So I guess that makes sense. All right, nice and clean. I don't know for what it's worth if the Knucklehead actually would have done anything that one turn. It probably would have been funny at least. All right, another nice game. Have we lost a game tonight? I think we're on a pretty good heater. Doing pretty hot, I think. Go back to my other screen. So I gotta remember to like manually transition these. I'm actually kind of curious to test the Icelander matchup. Like this matchup's very good for us. But if we do lose the 1 arcane polarity, does that actually make a big difference? I'm kind of curious. Let's do that. Alright, so we got our Null Runes, we got our Sledge. Oasis goes back in. And I think that looks good. Yep, that looks fine. Actually, the Humbles might be better than the Fault Lines here. Because Icelander does kind of care about our hero ability. It's not that much, right? Maybe it's just like the 2 cost is a little bit nicer, actually. Ooh, they're on the Glacial Horn. Sometimes I've seen the Frostburn Conduit or whatever it's called as well. Alright, so new bolt for 8. So question here is there a way, what is the best way we can pad our life total here? Good Oasis to make a might, but then we're using Oasis like kind of suboptimally. I guess the best, like I think probably the best strat here is still just block 7. Discard Fruit, we still go to a higher life total. Alright, let me go back to, okay, new overlay, cool. Alright. Sorry, I gotta still get used to switching back and forth. We'll get the hang of it though. So we're gonna probably try to arsenal the Oasis this turn. This hand's kind of crap, but we'll do, I guess. Lucky. That's fine. I think that's like a little bit lower end of variance, but that's okay. So worst case scenario here is if they have the fuse spell. I forget what that one's called, but I guess we can still just like AP1. It's not the end of the world. Alright, Meredith is fine. Or at least relatively fine. Better than like having like discard or pitch the Oasis. But yeah, this is a matchup where I'm curious if losing the other polarity is gonna matter. I don't think it will. But we'll see. Alright, staying pretty even on life totals. This equipment setups I feel like a little bit interesting. I feel like I haven't seen a lot of like double Ironhide. I feel like I've seen more like single Ironhide. Right, let's just send the Humble here just so we can float a little bit more. It might be mildly annoying, then we can discard the fruits and stuff. Ooh. I like how the cat is still in the box over there.
Oh yeah. And Wilson's waiting outside of the box.
Wilson's waiting for his turn in the box.
They're big boys.
Alright, so they can't play anything out this turn. So I guess now we have free real estate to fruits here. So what is their arsenal that they wouldn't want to do anything? I guess maybe it's like attack or something? I'm kind of expecting like a wounded bull or a scar here. Right, but not from Arsenal. Interesting. How do we want to do this? It's probably block 5 here, take a little bit of damage, and then sandbag the player. But we know that they don't have a we know they don't have anything in Arsenal though. Or at least they don't have anything that they would want to play. Wait, what did they block with last turn? They blocked with the frosting. Wait, is this sorted or unsorted? I think they blocked with the frosting, right? So if they block with the frosting and they had a spell they could play in Arsenal, they could have played it, right? Because most of their spells are like 2 costs, and they have a blue left over to still like play stuff. So I think we can safely pitch the polarity here based on that, right? Like we're assuming that this card does nothing, or does nothing right away, right? And it feels like it's just another attack or something. If this is a spell, I'd be very, very surprised if they didn't go. Like it doesn't maybe make a ton. Maybe because we had like the resources floating or something. Maybe that's why they didn't go for it. Maybe they're holding priority here, so I guess they maybe do still have a spell. Oh, maybe the strat that they were going for is they didn't want to play the spell because we had like another card in hand. Huh. I'm just speculating here. I have no idea what this card is, but it feels like it's something weird. All right, what we got here? Anything? Thing? We gotta have something here. All right, 5-card Icelander here. Crazy. All right, what are we doing with all those cards? I'm very curious. It feels like Scar for a Scar probably has to be involved here, right? Maybe it's like a potion or something? I don't know. I'm thinking about all the hypothetical cards that they could like have in Arsenal. Flashcards are lining up nicely here, though. Closing chain. Playing spell from hand or something? Huh. Deeply curious here. Winter's Bite. Okay, I guess that kind of makes sense, actually. Could be something wacky like Pummel. So the Winter's Bite actually here makes sense, right? Because they didn't really have like a great opportunity to do it. We might just be taking an off turn depending on what they do here. Yeah, the Winter's Bite I think makes sense in that scenario, right? It's like a non-arcane damage spell. Okay, I'm fine with making a might. Take that. I get to send 7. They could still make like a Frostbite here, but we don't have to play the Oasis immediately. We can kind of sit on it. Got a pretty good life buffer here. So, if anything, this has maybe given me some justification for cutting the second polarity. Maybe we just need the 1. Ooh, we got Absorb. So the funny thing about Absorb and Icelander is I feel like a lot of times the Icelanders will cast against me and then they'll not resolve a spell with it. I feel like it's a lot better in Kano, but maybe they do actually have the spell here. Let's see what they got. I guess we're waiting. Yeah, we got the blue Ice Vein. And I'll probably just go this here. No real super huge incentive to sit on it. Let's get our extra 3 block value. They do still have those Glacial Horns, so I think playing it out still makes sense. Oh, I found another one. Great. So here we're just sludging. Keep on sludging. Sludge is such a ridiculous card, by the way. Every time I play with this card, Sage is like, oh, I can spend 2 cards in pitch to get like functionally 2 cards out of my. It's pretty good. All right, we got the Ironhide blocks. At least the nice thing here is like they're not able to use like the extra floating probably. That's like kind of still inefficient on their side. And then we just get to also like sandbag the blue here, which is nice. And we get to use our slow yellow 4 blocks on our first Scar. Always feels good. It's kind of wild how good a yellow 4 block is. Just like having a pitch card that can functionally also be a block card is kind of crazy. Voltic Bolt. I think we're not supposed to Oasis this. Just use the resources we have in hand. We're already kind of like ahead on the life total a little bit, so like saving the Oasis for like a really big damage spike turn is probably smarter. They'll potentially also have to worry about what's that one card called? It's like a snapback, right? So they might still be on like 2 snapback or something. They didn't ban that, right? It's like legal in Silver Age. Yeah, I've seen it in Silver Age, I think. New card details. Maybe I have to look at like the actual Wizards web. Oh, sorry, I probably broke my. We're back though. Yeah, I know I've seen it before. I always just like question myself. Hard to keep track of all the legalities. This Sirens might end up killing them. Kind of funny. Else? Yeah, attempt to play the card. Yeah, anything here? Or they want to undo back a bit? Oh yeah, I forgot to post the deck list link in chat. I mean, you could probably already see it from the I guess we can also do like a mini deck tech later. Let me go ahead and actually post it over here. Post it in chat and go back here. And every time I switch screen, I like break my overlay, so I apologize. We're back though. Oh, I passed reaction, but fortunately, I guess it doesn't matter. I knew clearly that they were going to cast a spell, obviously. I'll go ahead and pitch 2 here. Good. Oh, they did have the snapback. Okay. I guess we found out it was legal. Sure. Still going to 1 here, which is pretty rough. They do still have that glacial horns, which I guess I'm a little bit concerned about. But I guess that's a problem for Macho Grande, right? Okay, my arsenal is frozen. Pretty good. Good old 8 dominate. I don't think there's a way that they can legally block this. Maybe like Oasis or something. Alright, let's see what they got. They got the E-Pots. Looks like they weren't going for like the Ice Eternal combo, which I think is like kind of bad. But this seems like a pretty stock center. I kind of hope that Icelander also gets some stuff from Pen. Seems like she's kind of like a beloved hero, so giving her some stuff to like make her a little bit better, I think makes a bit of sense. But yeah, I'll be curious to see like what they end up printing. Oh, let me switch my. This is gonna something I need to get used to is swapping the screen. All right, it's been a pretty chill Terra gaming sesh. I need to find a chain to play against. That's what I really want to practice. Like, I feel like this deck beats pretty much everything. It's just like chain is like the most suspect thing, but I think our chain plan is a little bit better now, at least. At least it feels like it. I did some like off stream testing in the chain, and it kind of ended up being pretty okay. All right, playing against Eliath. Eliath. I think we still want to go first, right? Because they have a bunch of like might setup stuff. And then bring in the Oasis. Don't want Humble, obviously. I think everything else looks good, though. And I don't think this is a Sludge matchup, since Liath can't really like run Sludge themselves. So I think it seems good. So one Arsenal is Staunch, obviously. Strong Stomach for I've never seen this card. Strong, if you control confidence in a might token, then this gets +2. Okay, I understand why. I think I've probably never seen it. Interesting. Huh. I think we're just holding on to this able, pitching the arms touch here so we can make a might. Oh, they're running the Stonewall. Interesting. I feel like they're not clashing very well though, right? Maybe it's just like 1 block value or something. Okay, we're looking. Okay, so they're running like Crash Down and Little Bigfoot, stuff like that. Interesting. So this to me signifies that they do have some fatigue plan, maybe. Or they're running like Rainbow with these. Oh boy. Yeah, they got a plan. So we can at least send Disable here, which is nice. And then we should probably get rid of that card. So we got a big turn coming up. That being said, we do still have the Staunch in Arsenal, which is nice. I don't think that Liath has any real way around Staunch response. This defends across Buzu, +2, and 1. Yeah, we're back to the Terra grind Burst Flames. Not really grinding, we're more so just having fun than anything. Oh, I forgot to switch my screen again. I'm bad at it. I need to figure out if there's like a way to like have OBS like recognize the URL and maybe like change screens based on that or something. Maybe it is like a way to do that. We have like a little script or something that does that. Alright, happy to see an active glory, by the way. I will say I was gotcha by a Briar Day playing Terra. Oh, interesting. Alright, so we got plus 11 plus 3 is 14. Pretty good. Counting that right. I believe I'm counting. Oh, pure Earthbriar. Oh yeah, I've seen that deck around. It's like weird because like you don't run like Sledge into Briar normally. Like I think that deck is just like kind of bad against Chain. All right, so this is coming in for plus 6, so 22. All right, but it's not dominated 22, which is I guess important. So let's go for the Clash of Legs, and we should be winning the Clash like 95% of the time. I feel like. And then what are we doing? I think just like full staunching this is like the strat, right? Good partial staunch. That doesn't accomplish much, I feel like. I think full staunch is correct. Slam our little legs together. Right, so we win that one, so I guess I get -2 there. That's big staunch. Alright, so we take 5 off of their huge setup turn. Always feels good. So they do still have like the Towering Titan and stuff left in deck. This could get scary. But I think we just want to kind of do like on turn, off turn, basically. Like disrupt them when they're setting up and then send our own stuff after. So in this case, I think we're just double blocking there, sending Fault Line. Good. Hey, they're playing out auras on back, it seems like. Yeah. Got at least 2 here. It's pretty good. But we still have some armor buffer, so we're good there. We're going to be sending some disruption here. But yeah, the pure Earthbriar is interesting. I've seen a couple different lists for like a pure Earthbriar. Was it the one that's running like all the big like red generic attacks, or was it the one that's like running like the Weavers and stuff? Because I think those are like slightly different deck lists. I don't know which one's like better right now. But I know like Nathan Crawford was talking about like the Weave Earth version of Briar. But I don't know where he landed on that being like good or bad or whatever. Yep, she got me for the reason you said. Didn't run Sledge. As I said, it was a gotcha. Endgame, I just died to the loop. Oh, it was like Evergreen loop? Yeah, so that's probably like the non-Weave Earth kind of. I don't actually know. Ooh, they get to make a confidence here. Or, oh yeah, when it's tax defensive control or a defense. Yep, seems good. Counter staunch. Coming in for 8 here. So we can just Clash of Shields now. Should still be winning these clashes, but there's always a risk, I guess. Maybe actually I'm tempted to give them the go again here, but it's probably wrong. I guess let's give them the shield to buffer our life total just a little bit. Oh, we lost. No. All right. Punish for, I guess, using the shield. Oh, they got a pummel too. That can block. So that's fine. Unintentionally play around the pummel there. I guess it's kind of funny. I didn't think that you could play pummel in live, but I guess it still makes sense, right? Pretty cool deck. Alright, more little Bigfoots. This is a huge attack. We have another pummel I gotta worry about. Could be the case. I don't want to give them a vigor token. I don't know if that's crazy. And then worst case scenario, if they do go for another pummel, we can staunch it. Losing the Clash there is actually kind of... Oh, they have another one. Alright. We're gonna give them the staunch then. Alright, 2 pummels out of the way. Make a might. So they're gonna run out of steam probably eventually. The only problem is the little Bigfoot. It's actually a pretty cool deck. I guess the question is like, how good is their endgame? Like, how much like dominate and confidence do they realistically have? Kind of interesting. All right, they're gonna take a setup turn here. Yep, big setup turn. So, gotta worry about this in 2 turns. So I think in the meantime, we're just going to maximize our value here by sending the Glacial just for 8 and then playing the fruits on the back. We ran all the 7 and 8 Earth attacks, but then had like non-attacks like Whisper. Okay, so yeah, that's like the generic version of Briar. I think there's like another version of Briar that's trying to do like the mostly Earth stuff. I guess is the best way to describe it, is like they're running a bunch of Earth cards and they're running a bunch of like Weave Earths to kind of like turn those on. Alright, so next turn could be the death turn. At least the nice thing is they don't have the pummel still. The question now is, do we give Civic Steps, or is that how we lose the game? It's probably how we lose the game. So we send Sirens, we arsenal the Oasis, and then even give them a Blade Beckon or Helm Charge since they're not really swinging at us. Feels weird. I think it's right though. Alright, win the Clash again. Nice. Excellent. It's also very some tech I discovered is that if new steals your blues in like the new Terra mirror, your Clash cards are all like turned on against them, which is kind of funny. I think I dealt like 3 damage against the new that I was playing against the other night, which is kind of hilarious. So go to 10. We have the Oasis back up. We have another Oasis, which is big turn coming in. Huge turn. I feel like they should be mostly out of steam after this, though. Right? How much more stuff do they have realistically? So we can block 4 plus 6 plus 4 plus 4 is 14, 7. So I guess giving them the Quicken is probably actually worth it at this point, right? I doubt that they're going to be able to use it super effectively. This is terrifying, though. Let all this resolve. Stay here. Yeah, this Goliath deck is really cool. We're still kind of outslopping it a little bit. But, like, they're putting up a pretty good fight. So 16, so we take 5 here. We go to 5 all. Seems pretty good. They have the Quicken token next turn, which could punish us. I feel like Goliath is mostly... Like, they could get another Hammer Swing out of this, I guess. But the problem is they're not going to be dominating, I guess, which is the good part. It's a good thing I'm a Guardian here, otherwise you'd just be dead. Yeah, it's kind of true. I found a Turn Timber, which is nice. So I might end up regretting blocking with the Civics here. It kind of depends what they do. I want to hold an Earth card for the Sirens here, so we should block with the Fault Line. I mostly just want to run them out of stuff more than anything. Alright, little Bigfoot. We shouldn't have any more pummels, right? Surely not. So we let this go, and then we for it. Stuff's been lining up pretty well. Alright, blue Act of Glory, but we have 2 turns to wait on that. Alright, I think that Quicken was worth it. Felt like a little bit weird, but I think it maybe made sense. How many little Bigfoots have we seen? Still have 1 blue, 1 yellow. Right, that tracks. No power plays left. We maybe have some blue auras we have to worry about, but I'm not seeing any like red auras, so we have to also stress about. I think we made it through most of their buffs. I feel like this is kind of like the Azalea matchup, right? Basically. like Azalea, but they get to like set it up over like multiple turns, kind of. Interesting. This deck's cool. All right, Crush. Sure. I imagine this is probably like a chain plan, right? The Crush Confidence at blue. That's at least my guess. Oh, we got the Towering Titan. Sick. I think they die here though, fortunately. But it is cool. Card is I don't know, Lord of the Rings reference or something like that. Yeah, I just rewatched Lord of the
What's the Lord of the Rings?
Towering Titan. It's like those
Oh, the Argonauts?
I don't whatever the fuck that is, sure.
I don't know. I mean, that doesn't necessarily have to be a Lord of the Rings reference.
It could be. I mean, everything's Lord of the Rings.
The whole game is because those are filmed in New Zealand.
Yeah, it's a New Zealand reference.
It's a New Zealand.
Towering Titan means the life has hard won in spirit. I agree with that. This is I think we were talking about Gumption on the Discord earlier. I think this is an S tier Gumption deck. I don't know if Root's still here, but I think they were talking about that. All right. What's our time looking like? We got like 2 hours. Let's do one last one for the road. I don't think. All right, let me go back to my. Does Data Doll do anything in Silver Age? Hobbit Hero win. True. All right, let's just make another Silver Age lobby. We kind of do have a Hobbit Hero. A little bit. Riptide, right?
Why is Riptide a hobby hero?
This is a joke.
Oh. Okay.
Well, okay, actually, Terra's kind of like a Hobbit Hero, right?
Terra's like a dwarf.
Yes, you did participate in the Gumption chat.
Terra's like a fantasy dwarf looking guy.
I don't know if Terra's a dwarf, but in all my thumbnails, I make him really tiny because I think it's funny. Honestly, she might not, but it'd be really cool to see what a Data Doll player could do in Sage. We can go see if the deck's. We can see if that player's still there. All right, let's see what this. All right, we gotta see what this is for chat. All right, how do I board into Data Doll? I assume it's just like fatigue. Let's just do the fatigue board and see. I'm curious. All right.
Data Doll does nothing.
All right. No. Let them cook. It's fine. Let's see it. I'm curious. All right. I'm gonna remember to switch my OBS scenes. I'm doing it for the fans. This is very important. I appreciate you humoring me, streamer. That's what I'm here for. I'm here to see what this is about. I don't think she has anything that she does that's really strong, but let me actually move the chat like slightly. I don't know, like looks a little bit. All right,
Move it down slightly.
move down slightly.
Not that much. Like,
There.
Move it up.
All right, I'll let you see it in the past. Data Doll is nuts and blitz, but items are great in Sage. Yeah, that's kind of what it seems like. All right, I got the pistol. Interesting. Which of the Data Doll cards can you even run? Hold on. Data Doll. Microprocessor is an M. All right, we got T-Bone.
Microprocessor.
Microprocessor.
Departed. What's this?
Can't make Departed references. That movie's kind of fucked up.
That best part of that movie is just Mark Wahlberg saying the word microprocessor.
Microprocessor.
In like a full blown Boston accent. He says it multiple times.
Mark Wahlberg sucks though.
He does suck.
Like the worst fucking human being alive.
He's also a bad actor.
You know. All right.
He was in Ted, which is one of the worst ever.
I think we're just gonna send a renounce here, although I don't think the effect is gonna matter very much. It's worth noting she has access to the most action point manipulation effects with crank effects. Interesting. I wonder if they can set up some weird pitch stack with it, I guess. They need a lot of resources, though, if they're just using pistol, right? I'm here for it. I'll see what this is about. They got a lot of opting stuff. Fucking fireman. Is that another Mark Wahlberg movie?
I think he was in some fireman.
Okay. I don't know.
He's always in.
He's
stuff.
always in something.
He's always in like I'm working on the railroad type of music.
Right. That.
Oh, it is from The Departed.
Oh yeah, you're right. I remember that.
Do not post the rest of it.
Yeah, don't post the rest of it. But let's try not to actually reference that movie in chat. That movie's like kind of fucked up. I think it's like a really bad movie. I mean, it's like a good. I don't know.
It's a good movie. Not.
It's not very like nice, I guess, for lack of a better word.
Bunch of miserable things.
No, you're good. You're good. B&E dub. You're totally fine. I'm just. Yeah, you're totally good. I just like I don't know, that movie like gives me the I don't know, there's a bunch of like weird crap in that movie. Alright, coming in for 7. Let's go and use the blue launch here and then we can pull out the Oasis, seems good. I think our plan is to just not get hit by boom grenade. Oh, you really liked it, Root? That's very funny.
If you haven't seen it, you should check out Infernal Affairs, which is what it's based on.
Oh yeah, Infernal Affairs actually was like I think a better movie.
It's I mean, based solely on the fact that Mark Wahlberg's not in the movie.
Yeah, Mark Wahlberg not being in it actually adds a lot to it.
But it's I think it's a Hong Kong movie.
Yeah, that movie's pretty cool. I think I'm gonna just give like armor here actually, because I kind of want to. Actually, we should probably give the Ironhide here. Do like this and this. Just so I can arsenal the Oasis, I think makes more sense. I haven't seen it through a 2020 lens. That's fair. I don't know. There's some like weird like racism stuff in that movie that I'm not a fan of. But like if you watch the Infernal Affairs, that movie actually is pretty cool though. What does this card even do? I probably should read this card. Action cards give -1 while defending your mechanologist attack action card. Well, fortunately for us, these are not actions. That's good. It could just like explode us out of nowhere though, but like I don't know. This is a cook over here. I didn't actually know that penetration script was a rare. I thought this was like an M.
Is that the Thanos hand?
No, Thanos hand's the other one.
What is the Thanos hand?
I guess this one's also that is kind of a hand.
No, what is the one to the right of penetration?
Well, I already-
Thanos?
Yeah, that's Thanos' car.
That's Thanos' car?
Yeah. But like, actually, it's kind of fun. Like this also is a hand. I've never actually like looked at it.
Who Thanos?
How many people in chat actually knew this was a hand? I did not know this was a hand. It looks like a hand, or it looks like a hand to me.
Is it a hand?
It's totally a hand, right?
Oh.
I think that's a hand. That has to be a hand, right? It's got like the thumb and the 4 fingers. Oh, you did only because I played in Dio. Yeah, it kind of like to me like without like looking at it super. I normally just like look at it in Tausha, right?
You can clearly see fingernails. Mouse over that again. I'm gonna
All right, Google enhance.
Google enhance. Computer enhance.
Yeah, I see the fingernails. All right, we're pistoling. I think I'm still sending a fault line here, just because we can arsenal another. Initial impressions on Data Doll is that I don't think she's doing very well. Yeah, opponent's hand was not very good. There aren't actually fingernails. You did look though, so I'm I'm appeased. Nice.
I kind of looked.
All right, I guess that was bait.
That's messed up.
Yeah, that's messed up. You did that just to get a rise out of me? Damn. I can. No, there's really not finger. I kind of saw like the yellow as maybe fingernails or something. I don't know.
Those.
Did you know that optical monocle like that was on her eye?
I didn't know that. We have we used
Oh, yeah.
article on thumbnail
Yeah, we used it for the
for the tutorial series,
yeah, it was like yeah,
which we'll get back to at some point.
not anytime soon.
That's why I said at some point.
At some point.
At some point.
Actually, mulch is kind of funny. Or is mulch better? No, mulch is. I guess I can arsenal the mulch. Keep hitting them with CNC. I'm here for the memes. If none are going, I'll make my own. That's very funny. You should try to get like aggro or someone with that joke if you see a penetration script. Imagine that Twitch chat lying. We would never. Well, fortunately, it's YouTube chat. YouTube chat is very reliable. All right, bottom our Oasis, so I guess we're shields down for a little bit. Pitch the Macho here. I'm kind of curious to see if our opponent's actually going to be able to deal damage to us. My confidence is decreasing here. I feel like this is just bullying, if I'm being honest.
Hey, optical monocle.
Optical monocle. YouTube chat is 87% more trustworthy according to various sources. Yeah, I agree. We're not going to delve into that at all. It's kind of funny though, like, yeah. I was initially gonna play the data doll for the fans, but I'm feeling a bit bad now. All right, we got a steam canister, which is an item that kind of does nothing. I guess that's like kind of interesting though. Like you can, I don't know, get a blue later on or something. Interesting. All right. So it kind of just seems like a bad bright lights sealed pool. All right, we got the dumpster dive though. All right, polarity reversal. Yep. I would play Tough Nut before Date at all. I feel like Tough Nut's like semi-viable, right? I actually kind of want to give our here. Maybe I don't. Maybe I just give 2 block cards because I can't. Then we can send 4. Seems good enough. I don't think they can play anything out after, right? I guess they can pistol swing. Sadly, both ain't great in Sage. 3-in hurts a lot. Yeah, 3-in's pretty rough. Like, at least with Tough Nut, you kind of have like a way around it, but like there's not enough like good items in Sage to kind of like justify it for Date at all, it feels like. They can give us the blade back in there and stay at 1 here, but still really awkward for them. All right. Well, this is at least a 1 to end it on, I guess. Say we're doing all right here. Got another fingernails here. Pass? Oh no. It's pretty We need one more after this. The dopamine just isn't there for this one. Yeah, I kind of agree with that. All right, we're gonna get one more after this. We're gonna get like a real one. Hopefully not. Let's try not to get like a fatigue matchup though. But yeah, I feel like this is like borderline, like just kind of kicking someone while they're down.
The dopamine is
This is very funny.
so mean. I had a great time.
I had a great time. I'm sitting at 22 life.
Philip is so in the
All right.
box.
They might need to work on. That's a cool. Let's see what else they have in that deck. I'm kind of curious. Oh, autosave script is a card that I doesn't do anything. Yeah. This dissipation shield. All right, they are cooking something here. I just don't know what it was. Possibly a hate crime, potentially. All right, let's see if we can one last one. We'll get a high octane one. All right. I feel bad bullying an RKO. Let's try to get something a little bit better. Let me switch to the other screen. Yeah, that one felt a little bit one-sided, if I'm being honest. All right, let me lock in for this one.
I was just curious.
I mean, I was also kind of curious, but I think the answer is that there's not a really good reason to play Date at all, which is sad. I feel like that's like there are a couple of Blitz heroes that I think just like are not good at all. We have one last good one. RKO has some potential, but I don't think he's all that great either in Sage, sadly. I think the problem with RKO is that just the Guardian equipment setup is a lot better. That's opponent's $20 ticket to the $2 million World Tour. Who are we to judge? Wait, they don't have a Date at all deck, do they? Sage deck? What are the Sage decks? Hold on. Let me pull that up.
I'd be surprised if there was a Data Doll Sage precon.
Hold on. Let me look up Sage precon.
I feel like that's like getting coal for Christmas.
What are the Sage decks that... Okay, hold on. Okay, wait. Open link in new tab. Oh, this is on Reddit group. Okay, so if I do this here. So they have KO, Icelander, Viserai, Bravo, Gash is the first round. Then the second round is Enigma, Azalea, Arachne, Phi, Dory. Interesting. Huh. Interesting. So no, I guess like the Mechnologist stuff would be in Dash, right? Arachne's pretty cool, but like Arachne, they just got a armory deck, right? So like I wonder how much overlap is going to be between those two. Yeah, Data has to be set 3, right? That's funny.
I feel like I hallucinated a Data Doll deck box.
I also feel like I did. Maybe it's like the Bernstein Bears thing or something. Very excited to see what kind of nonsense they give Max for Sage in the rare comment slot. I would not be surprised if they gave Max like an Armory deck in the new set. That'd be kind of funny. A second Armory deck because he needs it. Enigma and Dory is what I want. I'm kind of curious what they're gonna print for Enigma. That's not gonna be like horrible bullshit though. Enigma is like very close to being like an actual problem. I will say I dislike that there are forgotten heroes that were just expected to accept being bad forever. Yeah, I kind of feel that way about like Betsy, right? Let me see if I can actually find a different lobby. I guess that's my lobby, right?
What's interesting is Magic Gathering kind of has that, but it's like for specific cards and stuff, where it's like, yeah, these cards are never going to be like viable in like competitive formats, but and like so Fab has that, but the problem is sometimes the cards that are not ever going to be competitively viable are heroes.
Yeah. All right, I guess we're playing against a KO. Are we playing against a KO? No, we're not. We gotta end on a good one. I don't think Fab can honestly work outside of a competitive setting. Yeah, that's kind of true. Like there are some fun casual decks and stuff, but like the game just does feel like largely competitive focused for better or for worse.
I feel like most of the casual stuff is like kind of been artificially done.
Yeah.
That makes sense.
A little bit. All right. Alishar, give us a high octane game to end it on. We can do it. I'd hope. I hold on hope for the PVE mode. Oh, interesting. Is that like an official thing that Alice is supporting, or is that like just the fan thing? I mean, would you play casual Dark Souls? Doesn't feel like it fits. Yeah, that's kind of like the problem is that like a lot of it's just like numbers, right? So like play the best numbers, that kind of thing. I think Sage has some good potential for some like meme stuff though. Like, I think meme decks are always fun. Like the gravy potions deck. I don't know. That was a fun one that I feel like uh maybe someone hasn't really tried before. Alright, Sage Q is quite quiet tonight. Give it like 2 more minutes, and then we might end up calling it there, just depending on how many people are online. But yeah, Sage has got a lot of good things going for it right now, so it's gonna be exciting. They hinted at it years ago. The last we heard was like from James at the celebrational saying it'd been shelved till at least 2026, and the original plans for it have been scrapped, if I recall. That kind of makes sense. I feel like the game has changed a lot since like the early inception, so like maybe PvE also kind of has to change, right? I still got my Silver Palms hope for PvE. Yeah, it's kind of funny. Silver Palms is the L, right? It's like the L you can only play in PvE or something. Or Silver Palms. Silver Palms. At the start of each hero's turn, if they have less life than you, they may draw a card. If you do, create a silver. Okay, interesting. I think Smash Palace was as close as we're gonna get to PvE. Yeah, that had the what's it called? Like the plane shift equivalent cards, or what are those called?
Plane chase.
Yeah, I know they're called plane chase cards in Magic. What are they called in Fab?
I don't know.
Is it like events?
Event deck or something?
Hold on, event. What are those called?
I don't know.
Event deck. Yeah, it's an event. Okay.
I don't know anything.
I guess they don't even have those on Fabric, right? I've never actually like really looked at those. Well, let's something do. Alright, what is it that product called?
Smash Palace.
Smash Palace event cards.
They're not on Fabric.
But
they're on the official database.
Official database. Go to products, card vault, events. Oh, we got a game. All right. Okay, we can end on Azalea. All right, let's bring in the Humble. Or yeah, I think Humble's still better than the Bloodline. All right, let's take a look. All right, they're gonna go first. Seems good. Event. Okay. Oh, these are the event cards. All right. Event equipment arms. You may equip this. Destroy this next tech action. I need to actually like play this product at one point. We didn't buy it.
We're not UPF player.
We're also not UPF players, which is the issue. But like, it seems kind of cool. What is this? Create a gold token. Your next attack this turn gets attacks if you control X or X. You control. Okay, interesting. Seemed kind of cool. Let's go back. Okay, game starting. Sorry.
Don't forget to swap the.
I swapped it.
Cool.
I'm getting the hang of it.
You are getting a thing.
Alright, they have blue Murkmire. Blue Bolton Shaw. Lots of blues in this deck. I feel like most Azalea lists I see are like pretty light on the blues, but to each their own.
I think it looks really good. The overlay.
Yeah, it's pretty cool. All right. I mean, I'm just gonna take the block value here. We're probably gonna end up getting hit by this, assuming they have a buff to follow it up. People are still pretty down on Mastery Pack Guardian, but look at this hand. Yeah, this is an incredible Mastery Pack Guardian hand, right? We got 2 yellow 4 blocks, and then a Renounce Grandeur and a Glacial. Alright, release is pretty good. So getting some pretty good early damage in. Is it worth giving armor here? Probably not, right? So we could give Ironhide, which is kind of tempting. So like get it out of the way. That makes sense, right? Fine excuse to use it earlier rather than later. So we take 3 here, we get a Blood Rot, which we can probably end up paying for next turn. One release out of the way is pretty good. We'll hold on to Renounce because Renounce is like mildly annoying against them, especially if they're running like Infecting and stuff. People are still pretty down on MPG, but look at this hand. Oh, sorry, I read that comment. I'm entering the phase of the stream where I just like lose my mind. Okay. So we can't pay for it here. I mean, we can pay for it, we just don't want to, right? I feel like this... No, let's still just end up sending the Renounce here. Let's not pitch the Staunch, though. Alright, so we told our opponent that we have a Staunch, but I feel like the Renounce is actually slightly better, because if we can, like, remove the threat of, like, a Lace with Blood Rot, I think that's pretty good. The one life gain would be nice, but I think, like, taking them off, taking auras is pretty important. Especially if it's, like, inertia plus release or something like that. The nice part is they're running a lot of, like, low-value arrows here, so, like, the longer the game goes on, the better it is for us, right? So, go, no, yes. Alright, let's see what their follow-up is. Alright, Searing Shot hit is nice. So you got like 10 damage max here, probably. Which we can pretty easily cover with the Staunch and then still another one. Oh, they're gonna put an aim counter. Alright, we knew they had the Murkmire. What do we do here? If half a mind to just like lose Staunch block 8. Probably wrong though. Let's do the red Staunch from hand and then just overpitch the Clash card, I think makes sense. Something like this. So we know they have like 4 pretty low value blues here in their deck, which is really good for us, I think. Between the Murkmires and then the did they have another blue? It was like blue Golden Shot. Giving us the boots block, seems good. Kind of surprised they actually didn't just take the damage there to put us off the Oasis. Right, no Oasis for us though. So we got the Turn Timber, which is good, and then we also got like all of the earth in our hand. Alright, take game. Pretty good. Do the Bolton Shot. So they could pop like Garland to Spring and then do some stuff after this. I guess we can still like cover pretty easily. So I think we'll just do the clean block on the Staunch. Block here, do this. Again, Dominate is like this is kind of like a difference, I guess, between the first Azalea game and this Azalea game. But like the key way that they win these normally is just like dominate every turn, basically. Like that's what made the first game feel pretty close, right? That's all right. We got like 6 blues in this deck, which is kind of crazy. Is this for like Iceland or something? There's a lot more blues I think you should actually like run in Azalea. At least based on my like very cursory knowledge. So what do we want to do here? Oh, 8 I guess gets covered clean with the turn timber. And then we can it's like Arsenal Blue Staunch. Is that the best play? I think that is probably correct, right? Like we basically win by just running them out of stuff. So like sending damage is not necessarily efficient. Oh, we can't hold the or we can't do the turn timber thing. I guess we can if we just like pitch the okay, so we have to pitch the blue staunch. Fine. Now I guess we do send damage. Still seems good for us. I guess if anything, maybe the small punt there was we should have pitched the blue staunch first, but I guess it's kind of like contextual. And it depends. I think you want to like prioritize like holding blue staunch there, but all right, so we're about 25% of the way through the deck. Used all 3 of our big red reacts though, so that is a little bit concerning. We do have tempo and life lead, which is good. We do still have to worry about their like Garland of Spring popping turn. And then we have a couple blues. We have second cycle that are going to be kind of useless, I think. There's actually maybe a small merit there to actually discarding the fruits because like 2 life for us actually might be worth more than 5 life to them, which is kind of crazy to think about. That's probably like too much though, right? Like getting them or taking a quarter off their life total is probably still worth it. But like 2 life is pretty relevant. I think if they were on like a more like red line, yellow line, whatever Azalea, we'd probably actually make that play. Assuming that they're like still at 20 or whatever. Alright, what do we got next? Travel. Seems good. So we can block 3 here, take 1, block another, potentially up to 5 here. Either discard fruits or pitch it. We know they're drawing a buff, and then they can play the buff to know the top card of their deck again. Realty is pretty good. You have the read, and then they can either fire the dry powder shot or put it back. I feel like the bottom of their deck is like mostly arrows at this point, though. Like it might just be like productive to just kind of block out here. They put a card on top, so they do have to dominate probably. Oh yeah, Sleep Dart's pretty good. It doesn't really matter for us though. Not really, at least. You can just like block 2 here, send 4. Still make a might off this. So we take 9, and we send 5. Right. So we take 9, send 5. We still are holding onto our armor. Could give them a little bit of armor here. But I kind of almost don't want to if they're like on a very high blue count. Maybe giving them like the civics is still fine though. So we take 7 here, go to 7, send 5, gain 2, or send 4, gain 2, or no, send 5, gain 2. So yeah, okay, I think that works out. So we should get enough opportunity to use our armor here. I kind of just want to space out the Quicken and the Vigor token if I can help it. So like we might end up getting punished for the Quicken token next time, but I think that's okay. I guess it makes sense to run blues if you're running a lot more like 1 costs and stuff. Kind of see it. Oh, I guess we are sending 4 because the frailty here. It's like a little bit annoying. I wonder if there's like an opportunity we had to like hold on to one of our bigger red reacts there. It feels like it all kind of came like pretty early actually. Send 4 here, go to 9 to their 7. And they potentially have a pretty scary hand next turn. That being said, their deck construction looks a little bit suspect, so maybe we can kind of capitalize on them not having a very high buff count at least. Or here. So roughly halfway through, we still got, I guess, a little bit of work to do. See how bad this Quicken ends up messing us up. Alright, got some big guns. They're not dominating this, I'm very happy with this, but if they're maybe gonna crack like the talisman or talismanic. Okay. If they pop that, I guess I get a little bit more scared. But this is a good value here. So you may use the Quicken to like reload an arrow, but we can round the back end of that. So still doing pretty good. And I guess we could also send 5, which is maybe even more tempting. I guess it really kind of depends what the last 2 cards are. Alright, pitching a Lace. I feel like that doesn't bode particularly well for them. So they load arrow. Not load arrow? So you have to have an arrow to play this, right? Yeah, you have to have an arrow to pay the cost. Or let's return action if you have no cards in your arsenal. Put an arrow for your hand. If you do draw a card. Yeah, so you have to have an arrow to at least draw the card. I think you can still activate it without putting an arrow into arsenal, but you just don't get the card draw, right? Kind of funny. Right, sending 4 on the back, so we do want to make sure we're blocking this. Alright, how suspect is giving them the first vigor? It's probably fine if we can push the damage. I think I'm going to go a little bit on the aggressive here, because if we can get them low, then they might still have to like give us cards and stuff. Like, if we can get them to Titan's Fist range, I think that's going to be pretty good for us. I guess we didn't have to block with the shield there, but the reload is like... I guess the reload doesn't even matter because they don't have go. Actually, probably giving the shield there was a minor punt. Because we should have just like taken the damage off this, I think. Alright, minor punt. Someone can do the misplay counter in chat or whatever. Does that even still work? Do we still have that installed? So it's like exclamation point misplay.
What did you just say to me?
Didn't we have like a bot at one point that like a misplay tracker?
Yeah. If you feel like
Tegan's got it.
Work. No, actually, it's not that.
Because you spelled it wrong.
Shut up. Yeah, shut up.
There we go.
It work.
Did that work?
It might work.
Who knows? Who do we give go again twice?
We have one. I don't remember what the command is.
I thought it was exclamation point misplay. Is it not?
It might be. Yeah, it is. You've misplayed a bunch.
Wow, I misplayed 7 times. That's crazy.
There's a way to reset it, but I don't remember it either.
Misplay is a good TCG drag name. True. I'm surprised that's not taken already. So someone's gotta have taken that already. Misplay reset. Is that the command?
Is that the one? Why am I like asking like, oh, what is it? I have access to.
Yeah, you can actually look at it.
I can look at this. I set up the bot even.
All right, I'm gonna get aggro here. I might regret this, but they have so many blues in their deck that, like, at a certain point, we just don't care. I know we definitely had a command, like, Teen set it up as, like, a joke thing.
What is... Wait, misplay...
Misplay.
There's exclamation point reset misplay, which only moderators can do.
Oh, only moderators can reset the misplay.
That's primarily because we don't want people to spam that, and then also exclamation point add misplay increases the that'll increase the count.
Oh, okay. So can anyone in chat increase the misplay count?
No, it's
just moderate.
It's just mods.
Okay.
It was supposed to be a thing for you.
Oh, interesting. I'm not gonna do that.
Yeah, that's fair. Maybe I'll just make it so that everyone can just do it, and
then it'll be chaos.
Yeah. All right. Let's make some chaos.
Sure. Everyone can just spam misplay in chat.
Don't spam in chat because there are
Oh, we might die here. We're not dead. That ain't no way.
Don't spam in chat because there's like auto mod settings, so it's you might get your shit removed if you're like, aha, I'm spamming.
Alright, not dominated though. So we block 7 here. We take 7. Go to 3. We get a blood rot, we go to 1, and then we send sirens, go to 2. They have no cards in hand. I think that does it, right? Unless I'm miscounting something. So 7 total damage here. Plus 2, which is 9. We could actually send the... Does the renounce change? Or I guess the renounce is... The renounce better or worse? I guess the renounce is better, right? So we block here. We take 7. No, we take 8 in total. We go to 2. We make a blood rot. We gain 1 in the back, so we still go to 1. But this sends 7, so they don't get to keep a card. That makes sense. Unless I'm like miscalculating this horribly. Alright, so we go to 2, gain 1, take 1 off, or take 2 off the blood rot. I think this works.
Is there a way to make a threshold like X number? It took me longer than I cared to admit to figure out how to set it up.
Yeah.
In the first place, so I don't want to try and figure out that.
Is there a way to note the timestamp when a misplay is added to make reviewing VODs more useful?
You don't review VODs.
I don't review my own VODs. I don't learn anything. But like if that would be helpful for some people, I guess that's like a thing we could set up. Maybe, but that would involve
who knows?
I feel like there have to be like a chatbot or something.
So the way that works, right, is for live streams. what happens is anytime someone says, all right, we're going to add a misplay, then I go through later on my own time and make little chapter markers on the live stream.
Yeah.
And I'm not going to. So, if someone else wants to do that, like if there is a misplay thing, because like you'd be able to see exactly when someone types it in the chat, you can leave a comment with like the timestamps, but I'm never going to do that.
Yeah,
that is like a lot of work.
That is a lot of work. Philip, what's Philip doing?
Philip is in the box.
Box boy. All right, we got the 7 block. Cool. All right, so we're at 1. We've had some close Azalea games today. We should be able to block pretty much anything here, even if they do dominate. So I think we're still in okay shape. So we will do that. Yep. It's actually kind of funny that the Humble does not really demand more cards here, but I guess if they have like a 2 block, it does, right? I guess they still have like a Lace with Blood Rot and then a Scout the Periphery maybe. So maybe it does demand an extra card if they only have like, I don't know. Maybe. Maybe there's a world. So there's like a, okay, I guess there's not a world where we die on this hand. I think if there's a world where if we draw like no Idiot on Dominate and they can send stuff, then we die. Maybe. Isn't blocking 3 and holding the block 4 better in case of 7 for Dominate? I don't think it matters. Well, maybe it does matter. Because like the max they can dominate for, well, I mean, we can take a look at their deck, but I think their deck is like mostly blues at this point. I think they might be cooked here though. So if their deck is like mostly blues, isn't the max they can send 5? In which case, block 4, I guess might be relevant. But we still need to like draw something else, is I guess what I'm trying to get at, right? It might be better though. Our dominate maybe a little bit stronger though. So their deck was like very blue heavy. So I kind of want to look at it after the game. So they blocked with one of the Murkmire grapples and a Withering Shot. They still had 5. Okay, so like 5 blues is like a lot. Yeah, 5 blues is a lot of blues. Maybe I've been behind on the or no, it's 6 blues, right? Because they had the Bolden Shot as well. Yeah, so we got like a 6 blue Azalea. That's a lot of blues. Yeah, I think it might matter there, holding the 4 block. But I think regardless, we still need to draw something to like block the extra. Alright, but that was probably a pretty good one to end it on, so let me switch to the other screen. But yeah, that was the Terra deck list. Again, I'll post it again in chat in case anyone wants to play the latest version of Block Slop. Again, we're not really like practicing for anything, like any events coming up. I think like the Seattle Battle Hardened was the only thing I was like really practicing for. But yeah, if you want to like give this deck a spin, let me know what you think. I'll post it here in the chat. And then I think like the next big Sage event that we might be going to is like the San Diego one, which is I think near release or something like that. So yeah, we might go play some Sage then. But no current plans currently. So but yeah, thank you all for stopping by. Again, go use our promo code FlushItBad for 5% off your next singles order. Because that's now an ad we have on the top of the screen. And yeah, I think with that, I'll go ahead and leave you all. So have a good night, everyone, and I'll see you all next time.